I thought it would be a cool idea to give you a quick crash course how to create letters like these for a logo, or you can use it also as a tray for all your knickknacks, as a present for your friends and family, whatever you like. So that's a beginner tutorial. The only thing you need is your 3D printer and the slicing software which comes with the printer. Let's change to the PC and let's give you an introduction. So open the slicer software of your printer. I like to give you the tutorial in Creality Print and also in the Orca slicer. If you have a different slicer, it shouldn't be a problem. So let's open the main menu of your slicer, and you should be familiar with this view if you have done already 3D printing. That is what it looks like in Creality Print, and that is what it looks like in the Orca slicer. You can see the print bed, and somewhere in the top menu you should find a letter. In Orca slicer it's a T, and in Creality Print it's an A, but it is exactly the same function. So click on the letter in the top menu and you will find another window opening in the main field, and you will find also a text on your print bed which says embossed text, and that is the function we need. It's exactly the same in Orca slicer. And in the menu in this window you can type in the text you like, and I like to type in the channel name Prime Access. And now you can read Prime Access on the print bed, but it's much too small and not the font I like, but it's also super easy to change. Just click on font and a drop down menu opens, and here you can find all the fonts installed to your system. If you want to use a different font, you have to install it to the system first. I like to go with Arial because that should be included in your system as well, but it's much too small, but super easy to change. Just set the height to, let's say, 200 millimeters, super big. And now we have the first error, but let's fix that later. And let's set the depth to 50 millimeter. And now we have embossed letters. But we have to fix the error, and the error occurs because not all letters fit to the print bed. And at the moment they are one object, so we have to divide them, and that's super easy. Just mark all the letters and then click in the top menu on this symbol. It says split to objects. Just click, and now we have single objects. But what does this mean? Every single letter is now only one object. You can see it here. So mark all the objects right from the A, put them to the side, and that should solve the issue because we have only an A on the print bed and nothing interferes the print bed. But let's put also the A to the side because I like to show you something different. Let's take the P, because what I like to show you is how to turn the letters. That's important because I like to be the top face of the letters, the top side of the letters facing to the print bed. And yeah, so I get the surface of the print bed as the top layer of the P. And to do that we have to rotate the P. Just click on rotate and rotate it 180 degrees. So your top face of your letters will be facing to the print bed. That's another trick. And as I've showed you earlier, I like to create trays or bowls because I like to save weight. I like to glue these letters to a wall so I don't need any infill. And it's also super easy to change. In the right menu you can find the strength menu, or maybe it's called different in your slicer, but somewhere in these menus you will find the infill, and by default it has a setting of around about 15 to 20%. Let's set this to 0, and now we have to define the walls and also the top layers and the bottom layers. And I set my wall loops to 3, and that means I print only 3 wall loops, and I don't need a top face because I like to create a bowl, but I need a bottom shell or a bottom face, and I like to print also 3 bottom layers, and that is all I have to change. And now let's click on slice, and here you can see we have created exactly the bowl I like, with 3 bottom layers and no top layer. So yeah, the only thing left to do is send it to the printer and print these letters. And yeah, what you have to do is you have to print letter by letter. So when you've printed the P, you can put it to the side like shown before, and you can take the next letter. Maybe you can arrange more letters on the print bed depending on the size of your print bed. So experiment a little bit, and if it doesn't fit you can rotate it, of course. So let's rotate it by 90 degrees. And maybe it will fit as well if you fiddle a little bit around. So you can print 3 letters in one. And that is what I do on my Creality printer. I like to go with the K2 Plus because it has a super big print bed. And yeah, let's check the result. I glued all my letters to a wooden strip so I can hang them easily on the pegboard. And if you want to know how to make multicolored logos like this one, which is translucent so you can light it from behind, just check the next video here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more 3D printing content, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.